All cards on table. EICMA and online premieres are already done and we know pretty much everything about new adventure motorcycles for 2022. So without further ado, let's dive straight into it and see what we are going to spend our money on in the upcoming months. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Michael and I'm running this Alien ADV log channel, which is all about adventure motorcycles. So if you're into them, consider subscribing, as there is some already English spoken videos and subtitles to my Polish spoken ones, and more are coming up. So welcome and consider staying with us for longer. Adventure bikes apparently rose to a most important segment of the motorcycle industry. Therefore, we have also plenty of premieres, and they aren't cheap sensations. Stay with me until the end, for the best ones are coming. Let's start with a big one. This bike is shown as a main Tenere 700 competitor, and we're talking Aprilia Tuareg 660, of course. Equipped with RSV and Tuno V2 engine, bike delivers 80 brake horsepower and 70 Nm torque, supported with 4 riding modes. Aprilia made it lightweight with 204 kilos curb weight and 18 liters tank. As a pros, we've got a fully adjustable Kayaba suspension with 240mm travel. On a con side, we've got shitload of electronics that not really everybody would appreciate. Also, we can consider a price. The bike is not very cheap, you can get one for about 12,000 euros. Anyway, it's a slender and light ADV bike with well-known engine, and I'm sure many will go for it. I have already spoken about another bike, or rather about its premiere, which was damn late, and I will not apologize for that. Husqvarna Norden 901, one of the most anticipated bikes, touring KTM, a proper touring KTM. So the 889cc engine delivers 103 brake horsepower and 100 Nm with 4 riding modes. Does it sound familiar? Of course, we have all the rest of KTM here as well, together with WP Apex suspension, electronics, quick shifter, etc, etc. Fuel tank takes 19 liters and a bike weighs 204 kilograms dry. Pros side, definitely stylish touristic version of KTM 890 Adventure, but on the cons, mostly lost hopes to be a rally bike. Prices about 12,000 euros or approximately 11,000 pounds. Let's hope for that. Let's jump to Japanese manufacturers. Honda was to show the new Transalp, which of course they didn't. There are, however, minor updates to well-known models from Honda, such as CB500X, NC750 and Africa Twin. Also, very similar updates came for Versys 650 from Kawasaki, including some electronics. And Suzuki, on the other hand, of course, showed the brand new DR650, the new color schemes for 2022, for exactly the same bike for 20 years. Well, one noticeable premiere from Honda is the new NT1100. Adventure doesn't always mean mud, so street tourer will appeal to many for sure. Engine-wise, it's based on CRF 1100, so we have slightly over 100 horsepower and obviously street-oriented chassis that should satisfy those of you hungry for medium and long rides and staying clean. Let's stay on road for a moment, shall we? We can't miss Tiger Sport 660 here. As we can see, and it shall later confirm, lower displacements have their renaissance. Triumph aims at new generations here with 81 brake horsepower, 64 Nm torque engine, and it's 10 kilograms lighter than Tracer 700 and Versys 650. Seems like like a worthy opponent coming up, with the prices of £8,500 or €7,800. It's quite interesting how European price is so significantly lower. Much more exciting premiere from Britain comes with new Tiger 1200. Design carries the line started with the Tiger 900, and the bike is much lighter from predecessors both in weight and visuals. It looks awesome. Engine comes from Speed Triple and it's got 1160 CCM with 150 horsepower versus 137 previously, 130 Newton meters torque, which is 9 more than the previous generation. Still a shaft drive and 20 and 30 litre tanks. Big ones for Explorer Edition ones. As with Triumph, we will get, of course, both off and on-road specs. Bike weighs 240 kilos, which is reasonable, ready to go. Prices start from £15,000 and go above 18 for Explorer editions. I have already mentioned that smaller capacities come back in favor, and I really like it, as I think 650cc platform and the capacity is probably one of the most exciting and my personal favorite. So let's dive into another bike. Motomorini X-Cape. This bike was already mentioned on my channel a year ago and it's finally out. Is it going to be a game changer? Well, rather not. However, it will probably cut a few percent of the T7 vs Tuareg pie. It delivers 45 brake horsepower with 19-inch front wheel, and it seems to be an option for entry-level ADV riders. Prices I found go high though, and they reach about €8,000. Brand obviously belongs to Chinese, and in this smooth way we jump to another Italian Chinese, Benelli TRK 800. Well, sales success of the well-known TRK 502 had to bring a bigger model. What do we get? 76 brake horsepower from 754 CCM DOHC engine, loads of electronics, TFT display, 21 litre tank and 226 kilograms of weight. What's nice? Marzocchi suspension and Brembo brakes, they give a good suspension base. Prices are unknown and we can expect it in dealerships in the second half of 2022. So as you can see, there's tons going on and we still have some tasty bits towards the end of this video. But if you're enjoying this episode and getting value out of it, please smash that like button, comment on it and consider subscribing to this channel for more ADV oriented content coming up next. And we're back to our list. Second half, I wanted to begin with not so obvious little bikes, starting with Voge 300 Rally. You could have already come across Voge 300 DS, a little Chinese tourer. If not, check it out. EICMA brought more off-road oriented version of it and it looks really interesting. Another one I wanted to give a shout out to is a position for youngsters and B license holders. So A1, B or CBT compliant 125 Rieju Aventura 125. Bike looks awesome, and if you have no idea about the brand, ask your nephews and sons. Anyway, it does race in the car. Aventura has Yamaha's engine, delivering between 12 and 13.5 horsepower and a proper adventure look. But what about our recent market killer, the Tenere 700 itself? Well, in order to make us go into another credit, Yamaha brings a little lifts here and there together with the new Rally edition. However, the way more interesting is the Tenere ride concept. Is it going to make it to dealerships? God knows, but it's genuinely wet dream of all Tenere owners. Removed crop suspension replaced with a proper one with 60mm extra travel. Lots of extras from genuine Yamaha technology racing. Comes together with new ACRAP, bigger radiator, under-seat auxiliary tank, oil radiator and tons of other features. We want it. Let's just say it, we want it. Staying somewhere in the meadows of wet dreams world that may or not come true, we need to discuss MV Agustas. These guys took Cagiva for a blueprint and revealed the adventure bike line concept, known now as Lucky Explorer. Mental looks, Agusta's triple on board, something beautiful. The 9.5 model is 930cc triple, giving 123 horsepower and 102 Newton meters. The 5.5 model is a twin 48 horsepower powered bike, available for A2 license holders. And last but not least, we stay in Italy, but fortunately we are cutting out from the Chinese cooperation, the holy grail of motorcycle premieres of this year. Let me know in the comments if there was anything that was more exciting for you than the brand new Ducati Desert X. For me, to be honest, it's not only this year's best premiere, it's the best premiere in the last couple of years at least. Design deeply dives into 80s and 90s legends, satisfying specs and beautiful motor. For me, that's a wow. Bike weighs 202 kilos dry and takes 21 or 29 liters fuel, as we can get accessory under-seat tank, 230mm suspension travel, and one and only reasonable wheel size of 21 and 18 inch. The Testa Stretta Desmo 937cc engine delivers 110 brake horsepower and 92 Newton meters, and in comparison to Multistrada V2 has a redesigned gearbox for better off-road performance. Of course, the bike is loaded with newest electronics and a vertical TFT display with interesting feature of roadbook simulator. So there were obviously more premieres coming up this year, and I have obviously chosen only few of them which I found most exciting and important or interesting to show to you here. I'm super excited how adventure bike market grows, and I hope you like it as much as I do. Let me know in the comments which bikes give you the most chills and the rising heartbeat, and let me know which premieres were the most interesting and intriguing for you. Which ones would you like to be covered on this channel in much more detail? If you're here for the first time and you haven't done it so far, please consider jumping on my other social media such as Instagram and Facebook. And if you dream about the new ones but your pocket tells you to chill out, bro, you might be interested in one of those episodes with bike ideas with the price cap up to 5,000 euros and 2,500 euros instead. Right, that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another one. Bye!